What's up, people? We're already going well because I'm already losing my voice. Everything's fine. We're doing charm readings today. So, let me just talk a little bit about what charm readings are because most people have no idea what charm readings are. And also, I'm at Riker's computer and I'm anxious because this is not my computer and I don't know how to do anything and it's weird, but the last time I tried to do charm readings was on my computer, which is Exhibit A back there. It would not connect to YouTube and was a pain in my ass. So, we are going to be doing charm readings today, and charm readings is a like casting divination tool. So you take all these little like charm things. They're just like random things. So I have charms, I have dice. These are astrology dice. So they have like the signs of like these are the planets. And then you also have like the zodiac signs, and then this one has numbers on it. So these are the numbers of the house. And then I also have like coins, and you can use like crystals, you can use buttons, you can use all of these things. And the way in which you do charm casting readings is each one of these things you give meanings to, and then you basically like throw them out in front of you, and how they're like laid on top of each other is the way in which you read them. So if they're like touching certain things, it might mean certain things, that sort of thing. The way that I do specifically my charm readings is I have a signifier piece. So this little hand piece right here, it will represent you within the cast. And the way that it lands represents different things as well. So if it lands face down where you can see the eye, that means you are confident about whatever's going on in the spread. However, if it lands palm up, that means you have an inconfidence about what's going on in the spread. You're nervous about it. And the way that it lands in the spread as well will indicate things to me. So if it lands like this, and all these things are fingers forward, anything that is fingers forward are in your conscious mind. It's happening physically in front of you. It's within your reach, if you will. But if you have it on the other side, which is wrist back, this is something that's happening in your subconscious mind. These are the things that are happening inside your head. So this represents where you are. It represents things that are closest to you, things that are more important to you. And that's just kind of how I do like charm castings. But you can do them however you like because you're the one that sets the rules. Because like with tarot, when you do like other divination tools, a lot of times there's already rules for you. But with charm casting, you're the one that gives the meanings to all of the pieces. So you can have a signifier piece. You don't need to have a signifier piece. You can also have like different orientations of your cast. So for example, if you had like things that were closest to you, you would have like, maybe it's past, present, future. So things that are closest to you are past, and the things farther away from you are future. Or you can get like specific casting mats. And then wherever the charms land in the mat will give you more information or more details about whatever the like section or piece is about. But what's up, people? How's it going? Just they're sold out already. I haven't stocked them yet. I'm just waiting for people to get in here because they usually go pretty quick. But I'm gonna do 5 now, and then halfway through we'll see if there's more time and I'll do some more. But let me give you some announcements before we get into too much. First off, we are starting to offer private readings. So if you don't want to do it in more of like a live stream sort of thing, we are offering private readings. Hopefully Nightbot gives you the link for that. But private readings for me will be email readings. So you'll get an email. I'm doing spirit guide readings. I'm doing charm readings. So I figured I would do a live stream so I could show you guys what it's like. So these are going to be mini charm readings that we're doing here. But in the email reading, you'll get more of an in-depth reading them based upon what your charm cast says. I'm doing an email tarot reading, a spirit guide reading, spirit guide and spiritual gifts, and then Riker, who's sick and can't be here, is doing spirit guide drawings. So if you follow that link and go to the readings tab, that will bring you to where we're doing all of our private reading stuff. So if you don't get one of the options today, one of the like limited stock from the live readings, you can also purchase like a private reading. Yeah, Riker's in chat. They are curly fried there. So let me restock these. I'm going to start with 5 spots. So if you're interested in a charm reading, make sure to go to the link that is pinned in chat. You can also go to the link in the description. So I put that in both places. So I'm going to restock it. I'll give you a second to get there. And then save changes. So this is the live charm readings. That link should be right here. Let me make sure it works. Yeah, and there's 5 left. Well, I gotta figure out how to get to my like listings so that I can see if anyone orders them. But how you guys doing? What's up? So we're trying to figure out how to do all of these things. So today we are planning on going, we're like traveling to go do a meet and greet. We're doing a meet and greet with Cody and Satori, but I figured I'd do some like readings before we go. Hi Kayla, hi Mariah, what's going on? How do it? Oh yeah, Rager is sick because we flew back from California and the people behind us were like hacking their lungs up, and I'm like, I'm glad you decided to get on a plane today without a mask. And they were sitting behind us. So naturally, the way of the world means that. So everything is fine. Yeah, but being on a plane with that going on really just sucks. And either I have a fantastic immune system, or it's gonna happen to me in a few days, which is usually how it works. I like to tell people though that sorry, I'm like watching these things come in. I like to tell people that I just have an insane immune system because I'm just allergic to everything. Okay, so the people that are coming in right now, I have Allie, which will be first. So Allie, if you're in chat, I can see you right here. Do you have a specific question for charm readings? It's kind of similar to tarot. The difference between tarot and charm readings is charm readings give you like an overview of how certain things affect different aspects of your life, whereas tarot is more like focused in on this is the issue, this is the problem. So we're just going to talk about that. Charm readings are like, here's an issue and how it affects every other thing in your life, that sort of thing. So it's more of an overview. So Allie's first. I think it's Rainey. Rainey is second, and then Kaz is third. So I'm going to start with Allie. Do you have a question? So, okay, you said charm reading is overall, correct? Charm readings are like, you can have a question, so if you want to know like about your love life, or you want to know how your job's gonna do, or how career things, we can focus on certain things. Or you can just have a general one and it'll just give you an overview of everything that's going on in your life and answer specific questions that you have probably in the forefront of your mind. But basically, you shake these and then you just throw them out, and then you're going to read the cast. So while Allie tells me if you have like a question or not, let me know, but I'm going to explain the spread again. But with these, they're kind of like an overview of how it affects your life. Okay, yes. Let's do an overall. I am interested in love, life, and work. Okay. So, I have this little stick that I'm gonna point things at. Um, it would be easier if this was a little bit closer. Hold on. Ignore what's happening. It's very blurry. It's probably because it's over zoomed. Anyways, these are the charms. So the first piece right here, this represents you within this cast. So this is the little hand piece. It is face down, so it is representing that you are very confident within the spread. And what's interesting is you are laid on top of a couple very positive things here. So the first thing that you're laid on top of is this cat. So I'm looking for the other one. Okay. They make me feel like you're focused on a lot of the good things in your life. So I have two cats. There's a cat here, and then there's a cat over here. And these two cats, they represent the good things, the positive things, and the bad things. And the way that they're facing represents where your focus is towards. So you have your hand here, which is very confident with it being palmed down, but it's laid directly on top of these good things right here. And this piece is flipped upside down, making me feel like you have a lot of focus towards dreams, a focus towards the positive things in your life. And at your fingertips here, you actually have Prince Charming, which again represents like fairy tale come true. This also represents like someone coming into your love life. And since we're doing love life stuff, are you in a relationship now? That's the only question I like to ask, because sometimes I have a hard time telling when people, like when your relationships start. Timeline stuff is hard for me. But what it looks like is, I am not currently single. Okay, that's what I thought, because this piece, this key right here represents Prince Charming, and then you have time on top of it. So it's like in due time, this is going to start happening. I feel like someone's going to come into your life. I feel like you're going to get a lot of your dreams and aspects of the positive things that you want, like certain goals and stuff like that, because these are the things that are very like close to you and they are in the forefront of your mind. So your fingers forward represents your conscious mind, things that are happening physically in front of you. And laid on top of this big key, this Prince Charming, is this femininity. And what's interesting is this femininity comes, I feel like, from your father aspect here. So this piece represents your father. They make me feel like it's more so in a like, they want me to say you want to be taken care of. You want this person to come in and be sort of like a provider for you, because you want to be able to go out and do all these other dreams. You want to be an equal with someone, but you want someone to be able to take care of you in that sort of like masculine, feminine, sort of stereotypical like idea in that sense. But it's like you want someone to come in to help you with those dreams. And then I just need to see what's under this big piece. Okay. So this piece right here, 10. This is my big coin here. It represents wealth. This is also very good. This, I feel like, also is associated to father things. I feel like your dad may have been like a very pivotal part in your life and has caused you to be very ambitious and value yourself. Like, don't allow yourself to take on things you don't deserve, sort of way. But this is on top of this protector piece. So you have this little dragon underneath this coin here, and that's representing like, they want me to say you're very protective of family, money, that sort of thing. Like, this stuff is very important to you, and letting someone in on that is a big decision, and it's very hard because you don't want to like give up stuff about you. So it's like, I don't want to compromise the things that are positive in my life. I don't want to compromise my career. I don't want to compromise like the things that make me happy, which is why they're like, you want this provider energy that's going to be just as ambitious as you are. Sorry. Let me see what's going on. I also have the dice I have like a key for, and I need to pull that up. if I can figure out where this is. Hold on. All right. Okay, so for dice, I think this is Jupiter? Which is, okay, no, this is Saturn, I believe. This is Saturn. Okay, this is Saturn, which is learning, and then you have Aries, which is ambition, and then you have House 5, which is romance and creativity. Okay, so the things that are closest to you are the things that I've gone over. You also have a couple things that are happening within your subconscious mind that you're worried about. So you have this anchor piece, and they make me feel like as equally as you are ambitious about going after your dreams, you have a lot of insecurities, and they say your eyes are wandering and you're not sure what to do because there's too many options. So you're worried about committing to one thing because you're like, well, what if I commit to the wrong thing? Because this key back here represents where you're looking, where your focus is. And you are second guessing that a lot because you have this piece, this webs represent sort of like insecurity, second guessing yourself, that sort of like negative thoughts, and you're being like weighed down with this anchor, and it's based upon where you're looking. And that, they want me to say, has a lot to do with your past. So this piece is propped up by the pin right here. And this represents death. You have a couple like skull pieces over here, and the first one you have is this trauma piece, and it's face up. And when it's face up, it represents you releasing trauma. But there is, they want me to say, they make me feel like there's a lot of triggering things that are going on that are causing you to be forced to release it. They make me feel like you dissociated a lot in the past, and now certain things are coming to the forefront of your mind, and you're starting to relive those again, but it not in a like, I don't know, they make me feel like when you dissociate from things, it's hard to like remember what actually happened, but sometimes pieces come back like feelings, and it's horrible. And they make me feel like that's kind of what's going on, because you have past right here. This piece is representing looking backwards. It's on top of your trauma piece that you're releasing, and then you have a smell trigger. And then on top of all of this, you have death. And wherever my death pin looks, it represents something that's going to be like reset. It's going to end to start anew. It's kind of like a phoenix sort of idea, and it's facing these traumas and how these are affecting you negatively. So eventually these are going to stop bothering you as much, and you're gonna get more confidence with that, and that's when you're gonna start getting more truth, instead of like, they want me to say our perceptions skew our beliefs and it skews the truth. So they make me feel like a lot of things happened in your past that may have steered you wrong, and they make me feel like it's very much like kind of like manipulative, if that makes sense. Like other people manipulated you into thinking you were the bad person, and they make me feel like that's going to start being revealed as they were being manipulative, and it wasn't necessarily that you were bad, but that you were trying to like set up boundaries, and you were trying to like figure out how to make things work, but they kept like pulling you back because there's some insecurities with that. And they make me feel like that also goes into this sort of skewed way of viewing the world. They make me feel like there's a lot of anxiety surrounding your mom. So this piece here represents your mom. They make me feel like a lot of emotions are coming out about it. I think this is upside down. Okay, a lot of emotions are coming up. The universe is causing those emotions to come up, and they make me feel like it's hard. That's like a harder relationship there. They make me feel like this is also associated to love, because it's how you are in the relationships. There's a lot of insecurities that were put on because of this mother piece. I feel like this person gave you a lot of insecurities and it's caused you to be blinded by your own emotions and the understanding you have for you. So you second guess, should I be having these emotions? Should I be doing these things? You kind of invalidate yourself a bit because you have feelings here, understanding surrounding your mother, and then you have like abundance and it's going towards this relationship, but there's a wall, which is a silver key. The silver key is a no. And the no is coming from this piece right here, which is a representation of the two different kinds of love. The first kind I view as more toxic. It's kind of like you feel like you have to love someone because you're supposed to. Versus true love, which is next to it. You're kind of like, what does that mean? Am I actually in love with someone? Is it actually real? Or do I feel like I need to do this because of the like stigma surrounding it? Because this 5 piece is very much relationships, and it's seeping into your relationships, and you're having a lot of like confusing ideas about how to know when you're in the right one. You also asked about love life, I believe. Or sorry, you asked about love life and work. They want me to say the love life stuff is happening in your head. You're thinking about a lot of this stuff because you're working through a lot of trauma, and that's going to start coming out. But right now it's kind of just you're working things out in your head because this is all behind you right here. This is all in the subconscious. And then the stuff that's happening in the forefront are more like work stuff. So they're kind of like they make me feel like there are some things that are bothering you, but you try not to focus on those things. Or at least not outwardly. They make me feel like there are insecurities about like jobs and stuff like that, but we don't think like we don't express those things. They're just in the back of our head. Because you at like this piece here, which represents you feel like you don't have everything you need, but you have the resources and you're able to figure it out, but there's just this worry and this anxiety about money and about losing this. Because they're like, this piece, when it's face up, represents a lot of like financial stability. So this is causing some like confusion with is this the right option? Should I be doing something else? There's always a second guessing of like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? And they're like, you know what you want. And those are the things that are going to make you feel the most stable, but you need to settle on it, because not settling is like putting your eggs into a lot of baskets. You want to kind of consolidate and put all of your time and effort into one thing and put your eggs into that like one slot. I don't know if that makes sense, because a lot of people are like, you need to have your eggs more like in more than one basket, but it's like it's spreading you too thin. You need to be able to focus on like one like niche, one avenue, instead of being like doing like some sort of work and like looking off in the distance of, well, I could be doing that. So you're more present over there than you are with what you're doing. Does that make sense? Do you have questions? And let me answer some of the things in chat, because people are asking, what's a charm reading? So charm readings, I have all these charms, as you can see. Each one of these things have a specific meaning. I throw them out in front of me, and how they land in association to each other is how I'm able to read your energy. Let me see if they're still available. They're probably not. Oh, there should be. Okay, we are booked for right now. I might add some more later, but I've just done my first one with Allie. I see, yes. I am so in my head a lot right now. I have diagnosed anxiety, which I fight through every day. Yeah, let me know if you have questions, but that's the consensus of your reading, is you're working through a lot. It does stem from emotional and verbal abuse as a child that I'm trying to work out. Yeah. They make me feel like you're going through a very pivotal time. You're like in a safe enough place to be able to sort of, they want me to say like sort of like lick your wounds. Like you're now able to like attend to your own emotional scars. do they tell you how I can move past this? While reading your spread, you have a spirit guide. He is masculine, he's blue. He's the one that's been triggering the trauma, because they're like, the reason why you have self-limiting beliefs are associated to things that happened to you a really long time ago. Which makes sense, natural, obvious, that sort of thing. But like, they're like, we're triggering those emotions out so that we can work on them one at a time. I'm trying to do inner child healing. It's very much like you'll walk past something and immediately you'll just be flooded with emotions that you aren't necessarily sure where they came from. But you're doing a lot of that sort of thing, and your spirit guides are leading you through it. So there's not necessarily something you need to like be doing. It's happening. And it's just being receptive of the triggers and being like, why is this happening? How can I work through this? How is this trigger affecting my life in other ways? So it's just being like open to it. I didn't realize you went live. Yeah, I literally decided a half hour before I posted this, because I was like, I think I'm gonna do some readings before we go and do stuff. Okay, is that good? Do they tell you about who is around me besides the blue spirit guide? You have a lot of different spirit guides with the blue guide. It is a positive thing that's going on. They make me feel like you're in a position in your life where it's not as stressful, so that you're able to deal with this amount of trauma. You're also working with a red spirit guide that's masculine, that is dealing with a lot of they want me to say reactive stuff, because red usually deals with like feeling safe and secure, and this red spirit guide says it's a lot of reactiveness that is what he is helping you with. But I'm gonna move on to Rainey. Are you in chat? And if so, do you have a specific question or focus you want to do for charm readings? Yes, I'm working on responding versus reacting. Yeah, the reacting is the trauma response. Thank you, no problem. But Rainey, hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's Rain or Rainey. And I think I go through that every time I say your name. But if you guys missed the like readings, we are also offering private readings. So if you don't want to do it live or you don't want to wait for a slot, I am also offering more in-depth charm readings. Yeah, so if you're interested in charm readings, they are available, but they're in an email. They are more private readings though. And that is the link. So Nightbot just provided that for you. Just go to the readings tab on there and you can find my readings there. Thank you for all the support and hugs in chat. Rainey, are you still here? Oh, there you are. Can I do the same reading about love life and new career? No worries about the name. Okay. So let me know if you are in a relationship now. Also, hi, Roger. Sorry, one of them didn't come out. It's just the one that didn't come out. This is my yes key, so this is like positive affirmations. Single. Okay. Interesting. This is you in the spread. So again, how this works. This is your signifier piece. This is where you are within all the other aspects of your life. Your hands down or palms down, so you are very confident about what's going on here. But they make me feel like the confidence is in association to pushing it all away. It's kind of a very much avoidant tactic of, let's just not deal with all of this stuff and I'll be fine. That's why this is palms down. The fingers forward, which is all of this stuff, is happening within your conscious mind, physically in front of you, instead of inside your head and how you think. So, I seriously got off my meeting to be here. Yeah, if you guys are interested in readings, we are offering private readings. The link was just posted in chat. If you want a live reading, I'm going to restock them probably, maybe. I don't know if I'm restocking them. We'll see how fast I can do these. But in like an hour. And Nightbot just posted memberships. If you want to be a member, go for it. So this is you. We're doing love life and career. Okay, so we have 5 here. That also represents love life. That is your romantic relationship. Sorry, I'm trying to find my other cat. Okay. Things have been going well, it seems. But there's this, like, worry to be inside with all of it. Because you're, like, very far away. And the closest thing to you is this piece, which represents sickness. Like, being so worried and not okay that you feel physically sick. That's this piece right here. But you have, I believe this is a Libra. And Libra is like, everything is fine. Everything is harmonious. Everything is balanced. So it's kind of like, I'm really nervous about everything, but it's fine. Everything, it'll be fine. It'll be fine if we keep everything over here. So, okay. It's gonna be a lot of, you're not looking at things, and that's why you perceiving things as balanced. So let me just start here and move our way over. So the first piece that you have over here, you have truth, and it is on top of, I think that is good things. Yes, okay. So this is my first Siamese cat. This is the second one. This one is the good positive things, and this is the negative things. And they're both face down, so you have this very balanced viewpoint of both of them. There's not a pull towards one or the other, but there's a lot of truth coming out about the good things. But they make me feel like, again, you're second guessing it, because this key right here, it's face down, you're not seeing it. You're kind of like, if I put all of my time and energy into the good things, then I'll lose them. And which is makes sense of why my yes key did not come out and be in the spread, because there's this like hesitation of, well, I don't have to like be destroyed or broken by things, because I'm not going to put myself in a situation to be able to lose anything, because right now I don't have anything to lose, and I like it that way because I can't be hurt. So that's what they make me feel like is going on a lot. And then the next thing you have is this anchor piece, and that's this separation is slowing you down. It's kind of like pulling you away. I feel like this kind of association of, I don't know that good things are good because I'm afraid of losing them. I feel like that stems from this toxic masculinity. Because you have this masculine key right here, and it might be brought to, they want me to say like stereotypical ideas about how men and women should be. And they make me feel like the directness, because the way I view masculinity is like, you're very direct, structured, forward sort of energy. You kind of like blow through things in order to get things done. So they're kind of like, you're kind of ignoring the things that are around you, and you're just walking to the points where you think you need to be. Charm readings always hurt my brain. It always amazes me how you don't get overwhelmed. Yeah, I think it's because each one of these pieces are like one word meanings, but it's beside the point. So these things are kind of a wall between where you are and what's actually going on. So the next thing that I see, we have this web piece, and we have death. Death is looking at the love relationship here. So 5 right here represents romantic relationships, but the thing that it's focusing on is the piece that's in between, which is my toxic piece for love. And it's that idea that you feel like you have to love someone. Like, they might have a status. It might be like your mom, and you feel like you have to love them, or they may be your sister, and you feel like you have to love them, but they're like emotionally abusive or something like that. That's kind of the idea. I'm not saying that is the case for you at all. I'm just trying to explain what I mean by, you feel like you're supposed to love people, but you're not truly like, you don't have that unconditional true love for them. That's going to be gone. That's gonna truly end because you're going through this sort of transformation. I feel like it is an association to father figure. So the father figure, I feel like there is some trauma. I feel like you might have a lot of the avoidant tendencies because of them. And that's going into this like transformation. So you're starting to lose the things that are weighing you down, but there's this avoidance to do it. They make me feel like you're like, no, it's about to happen, which is why you're being a little bit avoidant, because you're like, I'm not interested. So there's a little bit of this lack of a view of like reality. There is kind of a distortion of what it actually is going on. Is love and unconditional love sorry, S is hard for me. It should be. But I don't know. I personally think that it should be, but at the same time, a lot of people put a lot of like pressure and a lot of like weird things into love, which is why it's like, is it necessarily love? No. You don't feel like you're supposed to love someone. That's not true love, which is why that's sort of the aspect. I don't know if that makes sense, but you are right. They should be. But a lot of people are like, well, they're my mom, so I have to love them, even though they're like abusive to you. Yeah, I have father issues. Makes sense. Okay. They make me feel like your feelings are going to start coming out, and they're going to be the things that you need to figure out what you want to be doing. This is where you need to have your focus in everything that you're doing, is how do I feel about it? Because you invalidate yourself a lot. And that comes from that masculinity. That masculinity is like, you have to do it anyways because you're supposed to do it. And that goes into not just the love thing that I'm talking about, but it's like, you need to have a certain career because you're supposed to do it. It's not necessarily that you like doing it, but you have to do it. And they're like, that's the part that is getting in the way. Because this P stack here is very much, that is financial stability. You're very worried about financial stability and you want it to be there. You're worried about losing it. So you're doing things for the wrong reasons. You have worry behind it. You have protection around it. You also have like abundance, and you're very much like, I need to make sure no one can touch this. And they make me feel like you are the one that's the most worried about touching it. And that's why it's the farthest away from you. Because they're like, you don't necessarily want to be doing what you're doing right now, but you are, because you feel like you have to. So they're like, there's going to be a lot of changes, and you know it, because there's a lot of trauma that are in between this and your career and all the things that you want associating to it. Yes, damn, Emma. Yeah, that's the consensus of your reading. Do you have questions? Because they're like, the thing you need to focus on to get through both the love and the career is how you feel about things, because that's the part that's being ignored because people in your past said to do that. You don't need to do that. Your feelings are important because it's going to color your world and not be so black and white anymore. Sorry, I'm reading chat. The last medium circle session I went to last year before I had to stop was for charm readings, and I loved it. I've been randomly collecting little trinkets to start my set. It's so much fun. I want to do it again for Smoke and Mirrors, to do like a charm set thing, but we're doing spiritual gifts right now. So if you guys are interested in like Patreon, I should like find that for you. Sorry, I'm using Riker's computer and it makes me nervous. I'll give you the link if you guys want to become patrons, but Rainey, let me know if you have questions. Okay. there's Patreon. So if you guys want to join Mediumship Circle, it's basically we teach you how to use your psychic abilities, your mediumship abilities, so that you can do what we do. Ha! Beat you. Literally, too. And it's only because your computer already has it, like, preloaded. I feel so frustrated. Yeah. The main thing they want me to say, like I've been telling you, is focusing on your emotions, because there's going to be a lot of triggers that are going to cause a lot of change, and I feel like you know that that's going to happen, which is why you're kind of putting this wall up. My question is on the top. Is up on the top. What do you, where? Am I missing it? A few up. Is it just the one that you say, can I do the same reading? I'm just wondering if you have any other questions about this before I move on. Because the next one in the queue is Miki. Sorry, I like reordered them and I was like, okay. So Miki, are you in chat? Let me know if you're in chat. I'm still waiting to see if Rainey has any other questions. And if you are in chat for Miki, let me know what your question is. Can I have a general reading through the lens of a snapshot of my current perspective and how I respond to things, stress management? Yes. Okay. In everything that I'm trying to do in my life, I'm stuck. How do I get myself out of this? Okay, the first thing that they tell me, and this is not going to make sense to you right now because this is something that you have to think and figure out, but what they say is this piece needs to get closer to everything else. And doing this is going to be like one decision that you make that absolutely changes and touches everything in your life. And once this happens, all of this is basically going to do this. And you're gonna basically like restart. I don't know how much that makes sense right now, but you are creating the wall because you feel so scared that you're gonna lose something. But it's gonna be like something that is an acceptance of who you are, and it might be like moving, it might be leaving a friend, a relationship, it might be standing up for yourself. It's definitely standing up for yourself in some way, shape, or form, and it's based upon some sort of decision in your life. I don't know if that's helpful, but that's what they tell me. But I'm so scared. It's gonna be hard for a while, and then once it's like done and like finished, you're gonna be in a better place. Because right now, you just feel very separated from what's going on. But, Miki, I'm going to do yours. Thank you guys so much for purchasing readings. It means so much. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a drink because I am losing my voice. Okay. Yeah. My printer's on the floor over here too. It's interesting. All right. So, Miki, we would like a general reading about stress management and your perspective. Is this you? No. Oh, okay. I was like, where are you? I found you. It's fine. Sorry if you saw the top of my head. Okay. You are under this hand piece. Okay. So, again, to explain, you have your signifier piece right here. Your signifier piece is face up, so we are confident about what's going on in the spread. And the fingers forward are over on this side. This is happening within your conscious mind, physically in front of you. This is happening in your subconscious mind, wrist back. What's interesting is you're basically high-fiving this other hand piece. The other hand piece represents emotions. And next to that, you have an anchor piece and you have worry. And then we have 6, which is health and routines. Okay. So this honestly makes sense for your question, which is interesting to me. It's very like blunt. So at your fingertips, they make me feel like working through a lot of mental health things. So that's what the sixth house deals with: routines. It deals with health. They make me feel like you're trying to like restore your life and go back to a sort of normalcy type of existence again, if that makes sense. Like when I say routines, I feel like that's going to be more so figuring out what feels normal again, because I feel like there's so much anxiety around you. And I feel like the anxiety is associated to a lot of things being skewed, because behind you have truth, and it's on top of your resources and talents, and then you have a father figure and your past, and it's on top of anxiety, worry, fear, with a spider enhancing it on top of bad things. So the things that are happening in your head, I feel like you spiral about them, and it's very much you take truth. I feel like other people have taught you how to do this from your past, and it's not a good thing. It's just something that has happened through emotional abuse, or like toxic relationships. But they make me feel like they take truth and they skew it and deceive you and make you feel less than, worthless, horrible. And that's what's going on back here. So it's very much they take truth and they're like, these resources and talents you have, you shouldn't rely on them because you suck. That's basically what these other people that are very like abusive towards you are saying to you, and it's teaching you to do the same thing to yourself, and it's very, very hard to get out of the cycle because it just happens over and over and over and over again. So this piece here represents past stuff. That's the stuff that's happening in your past. It's on top of insecurities, which is this web, and the web is significantly worse when the spider is inside of it, and you have the spider right here. This is laid on top of bad things. So this is my bad Siamese cat. All of your struggles, all of your mindset is in association or focused towards this, because your good piece is here, but you're not looking at it, and it's sort of like, it's like not in your mind. And they say, I really do. Sorry, I'm trying to see, because that basically explains what's going on. So they're like trying to tell me how to get out of it. And it's very much, it's going to be a hard thing to move out of this, because they're like, the good piece is right here. You are not looking at it. So this piece represents where your focus is. It's flipped upside down. You do not see the good things. You do not see where the good things are. They make me feel like there's worry towards your mother or motherly things. Like, they make me feel like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of anxiety, and it feels like time is spinning in association to that. And then let me look at my dice here for a second. I think that's Venus, so that's love and values. That's going to change. They want me to say the relationships that you have in your life. So this piece is death, and it's looking at relationships. I feel like that's going to change drastically within the next few years. because what you value is going to start changing. The things that are being stuck. Okay. This piece right here represents trauma. It's face down because you're holding it all in. It's hard to release it. It's hard to feel like you are deserving of it. And they make me feel like it's because of something bad happened. This coin underneath it represents something horrible that happened, some sort of bad luck. And it is, again, amplified by this piece, which is like something happened that's so awful it makes you feel physically sick. So Miki said, I learned that I was ADHD as an adult, and it's very easy to spiral. I have been feeling it a lot more, and when I have hard times, I feel myself reverting inward. Yeah, that's very much represented by the first like line that I read there. They make me feel like you're going to be learning. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of things that are going to happen, but right now it's going to feel horrible. They want me to say, there is a way out. It's just within time. They want me to say you need to be separated from the people that are causing the spirals. Because they are causing you to invalidate your feelings over and over and over and over again on a loop. They make me feel like you're sort of, I don't know if you are in timeline stuff is weird for me. I don't know if you are like around these toxic people now, but they make me feel like you're in that cycle, that abuse cycle that's very much like, I'm gonna yell and scream at you and tell you that you're worthless, and then 3 seconds later I'm gonna be like, oh, you want to go get ice cream? Everything's fine, I love you. They make me feel like you're in that cycle, and that's causing a lot of emotional turmoil, and it makes you question everything. It makes you very confused, and if you're not in those relationships anymore, you're working on detaching. I have moved them from my life, but every night I ruminate about it and don't know why I am stuck. Yeah, because they make me feel like there's that cycle is still in your head. They make me feel like, okay, so moving through here, they make me feel like there's going to be other people that come into your life that show you what love actually is, and that's going to help rewrite your, like, the chemistry in your brain. Because they're like, you think love is that cycle, and that's not true. So this piece right here represents true love. This is the piece that is going to flip everything else over. But right now it's being sort of overshadowed by this coin, and this coin represents you doing things for the wrong reasons because you feel like you're supposed to be doing it. Your perception of what love is, your perception of what society is very skewed because of people, because of other people that have that viewpoint. They are projecting their perception onto you, which is causing a distortion in your own perception. So it's making you not view the things that you have as worthy. They make me feel like the way you're going to help yourself figure that out is by talking about it. They make me feel like these people have taken away your voice. It makes you feel like you're not worth doing that. And they're like, you need to talk about what happened to you, and it's going to help validate things to you and about these things were wrong. I wasn't wrong in this situation. Or if I was, it was because I was defending myself in this situation. And that's going to also help you to see how much was going wrong, like how much the like gaslighting and manipulation was going on. Does that make sense? Because they're like, sorry, this is stuck to me. So they're like, this piece right here is very much talking outwardly, but we're a little bit worried about it because we have this feminine nature, which is sort of like passive, meek, I don't want to do this. But they're like, you need to go back and do it. You need to start talking about what happened to you because you're worried that people are going to invalidate you like the people in the past. But that's not going to happen. People are going to be like, excuse me, people did that to you. And it's going to start validating your feelings, and it's going to start showing you how that wasn't love and how you're going to receive it in the future. So do you have questions? Yes, this is crazy. So let me know if you have questions, but I'm going to queue up the next person, which is Kaz. Kaz, are you in chat? And if you are, let me know what your question is. But But yeah, I am also learning the same lessons. So if that helps you, you're not alone in this at all. It's hard. Because it's a lot of like, but what if I'm to blame? Because that's what I did for years. So it's like, that's what they're telling me in association to this, is it's that cycle of your brains doing the same thing to you. Do you know if my guides are passively helping me in this, or is it more direct? They want me to say, okay, you have a black spirit guide. The black spirit guide is triggering things in your life that are causing you to have to deal with it, and it feels really horrible. They want me to say you're fighting it a little bit too, because they're like, it happens, it triggers things in your head, and then it's like, you're afraid to deal with it, or you don't know how to deal with it, and they're like, when it happens, talk about it. So they're like instigating the conversation, but you're like, I can't do that, that's mean. It's not mean if it's the truth. That sort of thing. I appreciate your help. No problem. Okay. Kaz. I'm a retired senior, so not interested in romance, but general reading. Sure. Roger, I don't even know what that is a picture of. Is that a cat? Well, if it's a cat, I need that. We need emotes of cats in boxes. We just need, if you guys don't, okay, no one probably knows, but if you know what astral projection is, I personally feel like, at least me and Riker, we have these little astral cats is what we call them, and they help us to lead us back to our bodies when we're astral projecting. And the reason why we have cats is because cats always land on their feet, because they, I don't know, there's something in their brains that know which way is up. I feel like a piece hit this, but I don't know where it went. So, yeah. There's that. So if you guys see it, let me know. Otherwise, it's lost into the ether. Anyways, charm reading. I feel like the last time I watched a live stream, Em was talking about astral cats and Riker was getting Em into it. Wow, that was a while ago, I think. I don't know. But it was a time. I do want astral cat like I want astral cat merch. I also want astral cat little emote things, but I want to make little like ceramic astral cats for people to buy, but that's gonna happen in the future. So yeah. Okay, Kaz. So this piece right here is you within the spread. You are palms up, so you're inconfident about what's going on. And the fingers forward represents what's happening in your conscious mind, and the things that are happening in the back of, like, behind you, are the things that are happening within your subconscious mind. So you're thinking about a lot of stuff. So I feel like there's a lot. They want me to say not a lot is happening, but you're trying to figure out what you want to do and where you're going to go in this new avenue of life. Sorry, they're like telling me things, but I think they're obvious. But they're like, they want me to say no one teaches you how to live life, and when you open a new chapter, it's like you need to get the lay of the land before you figure out what's happening in the chapter of the book. So they're like, that sort of is happening now. So you're trying to figure out who you are in this chapter of your life, how you're gonna do this aspect of your life. So let me look at my dice for a second. Okay. So I think you're a Capricorn. Yeah, you're Capricorn. the moon, and then we have 1. So Capricorn is responsibility. So you feel like you still have that. Let's see. And then moon is I feel. 1 is the house of identity. Okay. So the thing that is closest to you right now is the Capricorn piece. And Capricorn is very much making you feel like you are responsible for doing things. And it's hard for you to feel like they want me to say like you're trying to find your new purpose. So you have understanding underneath this piece. This stag represents understanding, and it's kind of like you have this pressure. They want me to feel like it's like you're carrying like so much on your back. I was a caretaker for many years that ended. Yeah, so it's like you're trying to figure out what to do now. And it's kind of like you're trying to figure that out by looking backwards. So this piece represents the past. You're looking backwards to try to figure out how to go forwards, and you're just walking backwards instead of turning around and seeing who you are now. So you have a lot of, with this 1 piece here, a lot of like new self-realization. Do the spirit guides of those getting the readings influence the initial object spatial patterns, similar to how one's spirit guides influence tarot readings? Yes. They manipulate this, but at the same time, they manipulate me to read it in a specific way in order for it to make sense. So a little bit of both. What the fuck? I got an ad? Is this Twitch? No, it's YouTube. YouTube started putting ads in whatever, but we try to put it on the lowest one so you don't get as many. But yeah, okay. So the things that are closest to you that are back here, you have a lot of they want me to say a split idea of your masculine and feminine energy. So the one that's closest to you is feminine energy, and the one that's a little bit farther is masculine energy. You feel like feminine energy holds you back. So when I say feminine energy, it's like that, like passive, emotional, like that sort of energy. And then masculine energy is very direct, forward, structured. But your masculine energy has insecurities on it. So there's a lot of like worry surrounding that as well. And it's on top of this piece of like, you feel like something's missing in association to that. So feminine energy feels like it's holding you back. You feel like you need to do things because you're supposed to do them, not necessarily because you want to do them. And it's very much like almost like a cognitive dissonance of you're feeling a lot of conflicting emotions about stuff. So this masculine key is showing that you have this sort of skewed perception of the world. They want me to say specifically in association to love, because we have true love here, which is on top of wealth. And this wealth is, they make me feel like this was the thing that was like very important to you, was love. And I want to say wealth, but it's not necessarily in a like materialistic sort of way. It was more like your job, like what you're doing that like gave you that purpose. And they're like, this is what made you feel like you could get out of bed every day and go and do something. But because this is gone, there's a lot of insecurities of like, I don't know what to do anymore. And that's that also that masculine like provider energy of I need to be doing something. I need to be working. I need to be like, I need to have some sort of purpose. And because I don't know who I am anymore. So now we have to lean more on the feminine side of things, which is more organic. We need to do more things because we feel it's good. We need to be doing a lot of that sort of thing. And that's where the issues are coming in, because it's like, I can't do both of these things, but they're like, you need a balance of both. Sorry, there's some interesting pieces. So they want me to say it's a good change that's causing you to release a lot of traumas that is helping you with self-realization. You're going through a big journey because things have changed in your life and you have to literally follow your intuition, which again, it goes into that feminine energy. The feminine energy is very much like, I'm just gonna do something that feels good for me to do. There's no rules, reason about it. I'm just gonna do it. And they make me feel like that's where we struggle a bit. We're focused a lot on the bad things, but we're learning lessons in association to those bad things here. Because there's good things, this is my good Siamese cat, they're like very far away from you because they still feel sort of out of reach, but they also make me feel like you're not sure what they are anymore. Because they make me feel like the things that were good were like ambition, doing things, doing a job, having a purpose, but like now they're super far away, but you're like, I don't know what's good anymore. Like, what do? I need something to do. They're like, you need to redefine what that is, and the way in which you're going to do that is through how you feel about it. So they're like, you don't necessarily need to be doing a certain job. You don't need to be doing a job at all. You just need to figure out what is going to preoccupy your mind. Because they make me feel like it's like they make me feel like you think a lot and you think very quickly, and it's like, when you don't have anything to do, it causes your brain to spiral and causes a lot of like depression and like stress when you're doing nothing. So they're like, you constantly need something to do, but there's this conflicting idea of, I feel so much pressure to do something that now I can't do it, and I feel like I'm just in this like executive dysfunction. Does that make sense? That's what they keep telling me. Is it's like, I feel like I need to do it, but because I don't have to do it, I feel like I'm doing it because I should do it, and then I won't enjoy doing it. This is very much like back and forth cognitive dissonance of, I really enjoy doing this, but I feel pressure to do it, so now I don't want to do it. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's what I got. Do you have questions? Because there's a lot of that. They make me feel like you're not looking towards the things that you want. They want me to say waiting for something to happen, but you're the one that needs to cause it to happen. Okay, yes, trying to get an idea of who and what I should be doing after years of taking care of someone on a ventilator. Not sure what I want. Yeah, they want me to say, change is a bit hard. And they're like, you need to take baby steps, which again is not like something you like doing. They make me feel like you're one of those people that you don't like doing things you're not good at. You want to do things in a very particular way, in a very analytical way, but it's sort of like making a change is like so hard because you got so used to doing this one thing that doing something else, even if you enjoy it, is like, well, I'm not used to doing this, and it's so stressful that I can't do it. So again, a lot of like literally like back and forth cognitive dissonance of, I really like doing this, but I feel so much pressure to do it and for it to work out because I don't have anything else. So they're like, don't do everything, do one little step. It could take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then increase until you do it. Because they make me feel like you want to do so much, but there's this like stress. So you just end up like watching TV, sitting on the couch, doing something else. It's not what you want to be doing, and it's causing a lot of like stress and depression. So, do you have questions? Because I'm going to move on to, I still don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry. I think it's Dade. I was also a Reiki master and do not feel the healing urges anymore. Very depressing. You have a spirit guide that's female that's telling you that you need to do the Reiki on yourself. And it's not necessarily in a like energy sort of way. Because I don't know how Reiki works. They're like, you need to focus on yourself first before you're able to put a mask on someone else. You have to put your mask on first before you apply it to someone else. So they're like, that's why you feel that way. Don't feel the healing urges anymore. So, I don't know if that makes sense. But, Dade, if you are in chat, let me know. Also, let me know what your question is. Hey, a lot of big changes for me. Hold on. A lot of big changes for me in all aspects of my life recently. As of this week, been feeling like I have a lot of energy, been seeing things more psychically. That's awesome. Do you want to do just a general one? Looking for some direction so I'm not feeling so scattered. Cool. Okay. Hopefully I didn't lose a piece in here. I don't think so. I don't know how it would get into the keyboard, but I just heard something hit plastic when I did that reading. So this is my last reading until I restock, potentially. Are you breaking my things? No, I'm losing charms, Riker. Or it's in here and I am breaking things. I don't see it though, so. You know? Okay. At least I didn't lose my signifier piece. So, again, I'm gonna give you guys this link here. If you guys want a private reading because you missed out on the, restock or whatever, here you go. So just follow that and go to readings. We are doing private readings. There's a spirit guide readings, spirit guide drawings, spirit guide and spiritual gift readings, charm readings, and tarot readings. So if you're interested in any of that, I'm just gonna keep promoting that. So we're doing a reading for Dade. Okay, her yes key fell off the table. The back right of my desk. Sorry, I'm so dyslexic. That could be either way. Okay, which way is right? This way or this way? This way? Probably this way. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me that again. There is a weird bug over there, too. Oh, I found it! What the heck? How did you know that? It's sickness. How did it get over there? Anyways, thank you. I appreciate that, because I was like, where the hell is that? I need that. Anyways. It was literally... I don't know that I can move this over here without breaking shit. Here. You see this? It was on that. It was on top of there. Oh god. It was weird. So. Dead stink bug is still there. Yeah, we have issues with dealing with that. I put them under cups. Riker, there's just dead on their desk. Okay. Anyways. So. We're doing Dade's reading. You are right here. And your palms up so you're insecure about what's going on. And then fingers forward. This is happening in your conscious mind. This is happening in your subconscious mind. Give me a second. You have a lot of soul searching going on. But it's all very good. It's very constructive. The only thing that's having some issues is the trauma. Okay. So let's get into it. We have 1 right here. So this dice has 1 on it. House 1 usually deals with the house of self. So this is the thing that is closest to you, as well as these 2 keys. We have a key here and a key there. We have femininity close to you and masculine close to you. And they make me feel like a lot of feminine energy is being pushed out. And that's going towards understanding and sort of like skill development. But there is some worry and some focus towards like some bad stuff that is happening physically in front of you. They make me feel like there's a lot of like stress, there's a lot of like pressure. The pressure I feel like is associated to like money, job, work, that sort of thing. But they also make me feel like the money aspect of things is very good. And I feel like that's why there's a lot of stress. Because they're like, you don't want to lose it, you don't want to screw it up. You finally feel like things are like happening and it's more constructive. But there is still this like, well, what if I lose this? Because I'm so used to losing things that like when I get good things, I have to be worried about them going away. So you have like, this is something like creative passion project. You have like, it's bringing in a lot of abundance, money, wealth, and it's on top of love. It's something you really enjoy doing, but there's insecurity. There's these hardships that are very close to it, and you have a lot of emotions about it, and it's just confusing. So you're trying to figure out things about yourself, and that's why things feel sort of like heavier, if that makes sense, or like we're trying to figure stuff out. But it's a little bit confusing because your vision of yourself is changing a bit. So like I said, you have the feminine key that's going into understanding and skill development. And then you have the masculine key going back inwards, back towards the like subconscious, and it's bringing in some interesting things. So first off, it's bringing in this piece right here, which is toxic love. And this piece is, again, the love of you feel like you are supposed to love someone, so you do that. They're like, you're reevaluating what that means. And that is stressful, confusing. You still are internalizing it a bit. And you're doing it in a very masculine way, which is sort of avoidant. I'm trying to avoid my feelings about things and I'm just letting them be instead of like diving into it. So that's going back in your head and you're sort of spiraling about it a bit. And that's getting caught in this web right here. And this web has trauma in it. And it's weighing you down with this anchor piece. And the anchor piece is tied to truth. So the truth is being uncovered a lot more and more for you. And it is wanting to flip over the trauma, but you're kind of holding that in. And I feel like that is also like because you feel like you're supposed to. I feel like a lot of times society makes us feel like we can't express emotions. So we ourselves invalidate them before everyone else can. So we just suck them into this little chamber in our little box in our head so that no one can see them. And I feel like it is very much associated to father figure stuff. They want me to say it's very much like the masculine idea that was taught to you when you were very young. So that's what this piece is, because they don't make me feel like they were necessarily like bad, whatever. It's more so like the idea of like that masculine energy, like you can't have emotions, you can't do certain things, you have to like follow the stereotypical like societal view of everything is getting in your head a bit. So this is causing some sorry, just soul searching. That's just what all of this says. So you're struggling with truth and trying to figure out who you are, but who you are now is eventually going to pass and you're going to realize who you are behind all of these walls and like distractions. Because they're like, you have this transformation that's about to commence and it is something you're very worried about. They make me feel like you know it's happening, but you're sort of resistant towards it. But there's lots of lessons that you need to go through. You need to start talking about those lessons. You're gonna go through a lot of change that's gonna be triggered from your past, and it's causing you to lose the person you thought you were and gain the person you're going to be, or not necessarily going to be, but the person that you are hiding. So, questions. Sorry, I know that was like, but they're like, the reason why you feel scattered is because you're starting to realize things about yourself, and you're starting to realize that you're worth actually fighting for and not like diminishing for anyone. So that happening is very much like, we took this yes key out. We are not going to be people pleasers. We are going to do things for ourselves, and that's going to make people uncomfortable, and everything is fine. So, questions. Let me know. While you ask questions, I'm probably going to restock. I can probably do like 3 more. I gotta figure out how to do that. Okay. I'm going to add 3 more. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot to like, they want me to say you're pivoting on yourself, which is like, it happens for a lot of people. And it very much happens to people that are like people pleasers. So if you guys are interested in readings, I'm going to restock this. Pop. I'm going to do 3 more. Because let's see. I think 3 would be fine. I kind of want to do 4. They take about 15 minutes. So let's see. 3:30. I'm gonna do 3. We're doing 3. All right. If you guys are interested, the link is at the top of chat. I will also like repost it again. It is also in the link in the description. But there'll be 3 more for you. And they are there. I've restocked them. This is the link. So if you guys are interested in one of these readings that are live, you can go to that link and book them. There are 3 available. And then we'll be done for the day. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing a live stream, but we're not going to be doing readings. We're going to do a reaction video to an Amy's Crypt video. Hold on, figuring out how to get back to my order sheet. Okay. So good to see you. So good to see you. So, first one in is Emily G. Yeah, I'll be quick with these. Okay. Dade, if you have questions, let me know. Emily, do you have a question for your spread? Now that I know where all the pieces are. Okay. They say, I would like to know more about my spiritual gifts, if that's possible. Yes. Sorry, I'm just like reading things. So again, if you guys are interested, there are, I believe, 2 available still. No questions, thanks, Em. No problem. Okay, so Emily. I dropped one, hold on. That. Okay. All right. Spiritual gifts. Okay. All right, so here is you. This is the signifier piece for you in the spread. And again, you are hands down, so you are confident about this, or you're at least more confident about this. And we have fingers forward, which are things that are happening in your conscious mind, physically in front of you, which is not much. You have maybe these 2 things. And then this is the stuff happening in your head, which also makes sense for this reading. So, for a spiritual gifts reading, Sorry, I'm just trying to see where all the pieces are. And then 2, phone. 2 is possessions and money. All right. And then we have Leo, which is here. And Leo is courageous. Okay. So the thing, and this is an association to gifts. So the thing that is sort of an issue is you feel like you're supposed to be doing it in a certain way. And that is very common. A lot of times you go on the internet and you see people like me and you're like, oh, I'm supposed to see spirits, I'm supposed to see things, and if I don't see things, it makes things hard, I'm not a medium, all of these like hard things to deal with. So they're like, you need to figure out how you think first and foremost, and figure out how your gifts work, because it's going to be different than mine or other people that are on social media. So for me, I struggled with this because I thought that you needed to see things, you needed to be able to see in your mind's eye, see physically in front of you, and that's how you got psychic information. So when I wasn't getting seeing information, I didn't believe anything else. So they're like, you need to do something similar and be like, I don't see things necessarily, I do this instead. So you're learning lessons about how you're... Okay, they want me to say 2 things because this is association to this piece and this piece. So this represents lessons. You are learning lessons in association to how you think and who you are, but you're also learning lessons on your traumas. And you're not letting them overtake you, but instead you are learning to heal from them. And that goes into a lot of like mediumship stuff. The more you can heal about yourself, the more you will be able to open and develop your gifts. Because the acceptance of yourself and the acceptance of who you are allows you to accept aspects of yourself like spirit. Spirit is a part of us. We are a part of the collective. And that's going to help you engage with your gifts. Okay. They make me feel like you're trying to approach your gifts in a very masculine sort of way, but your gifts are not very, okay, they want me to explain it in this way, which may or may not make sense to what I'm saying right now, but they're like, your gifts are very sort of black and white, but the thing that you second guess is it happens so naturally, is that it's hard for you to know it's happening, because it's like, your gifts happen all the time. Like, you are just picking up things claircognizantly all of the time, and that's causing a lot of confusion because you're like, well, isn't it obvious? And you don't know that it's actually the information, because this piece right here represents claircognizance. This is a wand. You can't really see it because it's being blocked by other pieces, but this wand represents like thoughts out of nowhere. Claircognizance is knowing out of nowhere. It's psychic knowing. And they're like, you think very logically, very black and white, and it happens in an instance, like a light bulb moment, and it's almost like you feel like you already knew the information before it even happens. So that's why you second guess that your gifts and abilities. Do you read tarot? I'm just wondering, because I'm like, this feels like a divination tool. And it doesn't have to be tarot, it can be like any sort of divination. So if you do like charm castings, this is just less common. I don't got you, because they make me feel like physical stuff is gonna help. It's gonna help you realize when it's happening. Because they're like, you're going to, like, if you did tarot or if you did something else, you'll get an instant gratification or the instant validation of, oh, this is a psychic piece of information. And it does not need to be tarot. It does not need to be this. It doesn't even need to be divination. I feel like you do a lot of physical mediumship or physical, like, psychic stuff. So it's like, let me get a card for you because it's easier for me. Okay. So, physical mediumship is where you have a physical stimulus that causes you to get information. So a lot of times if you look at someone, you immediately, like, they can be a complete stranger. You look at them and then immediately you just have information about them. And you always say in your head, oh, it just is because of, like, their body language, or this is how they look. But I always say, you may be good at reading body language, but body language says how they're feeling. It doesn't say why they feel that way. So the way I like to explain it is, if you see like tarot cards or just like anything out in the open, your spirit guides are going to make you look at certain things. So they may cause you to look at this crown above here, or like the fish body, and they'll tell you information in association to that, and they may answer questions like psychically about stuff. So maybe they'll show you like an apple, and the apple will be like an indication of like, maybe you got a poison apple and you're like, have some sort of bitterness towards someone, or it can be an exact opposite where you feel like it's more like learning and its association to that. So they're like physical signs and symbols are going to help you, and that's what this too is. It's possessions, it's physical objects. And it's very much seeing things. This is clairvoyance. So they're like physical clairvoyance. You don't second guess, because I feel like you can see things in your head. Usually abilities, when you have clairvoyance, you are able to imagine things in your head. If you can't, doesn't mean you don't have clairvoyance, it's just different. But they make me feel like physically seeing things helps you because there's more validation. And I don't mean like seeing ghosts, I mean like seeing stuff like, oh, this is triggering information for me. Seeing something physically triggers information. So doing tarot would be a very beneficial thing to increase your gifts or develop your gifts. Because the things that are happening in your head, you second guess, because you have the spider on top of clairvoyance. So I'm trying to find the other gifts. Your voice is hidden in here. So clairaudience is kind of trapped in this little box here. They make me feel like there is this hesitation to speak about things. So there is a block between speaking. But they're like, once you're able to talk about things, it makes them more real. So they're like, that's one of the blocks that are going on, is you're not talking about what's going on. And it's making you feel like it makes you miss things. I don't know if that makes sense, because I feel like you're very claircognizant. So you just get like these huge like ideas in your head, but they're hard to conceptualize them until you speak about them. The process of learning tarot is what's holding me back from it, because it seems like a lot. I would start with oracle cards then, because with oracle cards, I don't learn the meanings of oracle cards because they're very intuitive, because they just have like very intuitive words on them, and there's a lot of pictures on them, so you don't have to like learn all of the deep meanings of tarot. You can just learn like, you don't even need to learn like the meanings of an oracle card. So like, all right, here's an oracle deck. So like, for example, you have the gate. You can have different associations to what a gate means. You don't need to have like what the card specifically means. This deck has like zodiac signs in it. So if you know what the zodiac signs mean, the veil, this could be like going through and changing things. Or you can even do it just based upon like the iconography. So like maybe you're begging and you have prayer. So oracle cards might be the way to go. It might be easier for you than learning tarot, because tarot can take some time. So hopefully that is helpful, but they're like physical validation will help strengthen it faster. Okay, I'm just trying to find all of the gifts and stuff. Smell is there. Taste, I think that's not taste. Okay, hold on. There's taste. All right. Okay. So you have a bit of the weirder ones. I'm trying to find my last one. Here it is. Okay. All right. So last gifts. So they make me feel like you're very clairsentient, but there's a lot of blocks between it. So you're here. Here's clairsentience over here. the way to unlock clairsentience is to go through a lot of emotional stuff. So you have trauma and femininity, and you need to figure out that sort of stuff. You need to start learning about your emotions and learning lessons about trauma triggers, that sort of thing. And that's going to open up more clairsentience for you. And that goes into the weirder ones, which is taste and smell. So taste and smell will trigger information for you. I feel like it's more so smell rather than taste. And you don't have to have like phantom taste, if that makes sense. You don't have to like randomly taste like strawberries out of nowhere. It could you actually be tasting something and it triggers memories, or you actually are smelling something and that triggers memories or information. So they make me feel like that happens more so than the clairsentience, because the clairsentience is a bit confusing because you don't know if it's you or them. Does that make sense? Do you have questions? But that is reading on gifts. I believe I got another reading on here. Cole, there should be one more. Beep bop. One left. So if you guys are still interested in a charm reading, there's one left. And that's going to be live. So, yes, it makes sense. Do you have questions? And Cole, if you're in chat, let me know what your question is for your reading. Okay, let me start putting this back. And Emily says, thanks, Em. Not right now, no questions. Sure. Okay. Cole, are you in chat? Cole. Hi, would love you know about my spiritual gift progression and the potential business ventures utilizing them if possible. Sure. Okay. I feel like there's one in here. Yeah. Okay. Relationships didn't fall out. Which I don't think makes much sense to the reading anyways. Okay. If we don't get another reading, this will be the last one. Hold on. Let me give you guys the link again. If you guys are interested in a live reading, here's the link again. There's one more spot. Okay. So this is you. This is your signifier piece. And this is fingers forward represents what's happening in your conscious mind. And then wrist back is what's happening in your subconscious mind, which is not very much, but you have like intuition there. Sorry, I have to drink water, so I won't lose my voice. Okay, you got a lot going on in the middle here. Okay, and we have dyslexia is hard. South node regression. Okay. And we're doing gifts and how it affects your business. Okay. The first thing they tell me is there's a bit of a gap between you and this chaos that is here. They make me feel like, because you have protection near you, they make me feel like the protection makes you feel separated from them. And I don't know if this is true for you as well. I don't know what you do for your job, for the business venture that you're talking about. There's a lot of people in this field, the spirituality field, that say you have to protect your energy and all of this stuff, and they make me feel like the way you're protecting your energy is separating yourself from the rest. It's separating yourself from your gifts. And I'm not saying you don't have access to them. I'm saying that you feel like you have to turn it on and off. Does that make sense? Because, like, for me, I don't necessarily turn my mediumship on and off. It just happens constantly. But I just, like, choose to listen to it or not. I don't know if that makes sense. Because it's, to me, getting information, I do it all the time. I'm one of those, like, but why? But why? But why? So I'm constantly asking questions. But it's also, like, if I'm not interested in knowing information, I just won't, like, listen to it. It's kind of like when you're in a restaurant, you don't listen to the person that's like 10 tables away from you, but you can still hear them. You're just not listening to what they're saying. So they're kind of like, you need to separate yourself in that sort of aspect. You don't need to actually feel like you have put a wall around yourself, because I feel like the wall is making things heavy and making things it makes you feel less present in your own gifts. It makes you feel you have to use your gifts in a very particular way. So that's why you have intuition very close to you, because they're like, you need to start listening to your intuition, and that's going to guide you in protecting yourself so that we can get this piece away from you, and you have a little bit more space to breathe. So the gift that is closest to you is clairaudience. They make me feel like clairaudience is the thing that is the easiest for you to use, because seeing things, they want me to say seeing things is a little bit over stigmatized. There's a lot of rules that you have about it, and you are learning how to use your clairvoyance in a different way, and that's seeing things. So we'll do clairaudience first. Clairaudience is the closest to you. This is clairaudience, this piece right here. They make me feel like how you use your gifts is going to be very verbal, in the sense of when you are giving readings, you're the one that, like, talks a lot. And they say talking is very important in your readings because it allows for your brain to move forward with information, because they're, like, explaining it to me in the sense of, like, you have these two trains of thoughts going on constantly in your head, and one of them is speaking. So it's very much like you have an inner monologue that's constantly talking, and once you start talking about a topic, you know what you're gonna say. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's very much like it's just happening, like me right now, just spewing information. But behind the scenes, you're also thinking about what you're gonna talk about next, where you're gonna go next in the conversation. So they are talking about how you need to focus on clairaudience first in order to continue moving the information, because if you sat there and stopped talking, either verbally out loud or in your head, then it's like the information pauses too. So it's kind of like when you're trying to, like, listen to music, you have to play the music so the playhead can go through the music instead of stopping it. You can't hear the music and stop at the same time. So they're like, with clairaudience, you have to hear it in order to trigger information. So allow yourself to talk. So if you, like, read tarot or something like that, the way I do that is, like, I pull a card out and I start telling you the meaning, and they'll start giving me intuitive information about it to guide what that reading means to them. Does that make sense? So that's clairaudience for you. Sorry that was very long-winded, because I am clairaudient, so. And then this moves over to this clusterfuck. I'm trying to decide which I want to do first, because I feel like, where's clairsentience? You are similar to Emily in the sense that you have the weirder senses, which is taste and smell. Taste and smell usually is association to people that are very clairsentient, but they're like, again, you are detached from the clairsentience, and I feel like it's because you're an empath. And people that describe themselves as empaths are usually the people that take on other people's emotions, and it's very hard and heavy and all of that stuff. And I feel like that's why you have the wall around you. And the wall just makes you feel heavier, because it's kind of like you're trying to ignore other people's sadness, but you still are aware of it, and it's just, it causes you to just feel gross, heavy, like you're taking on other people's emotions, which is why this is so far away, and also why you have the spider web and the spider itself near you, because there's a lot of like, you take on a lot of other people's emotions. So you have the other weirder clairs, which is clair gustance for taste and clair alience for smell. And again, that doesn't have to happen in a like paranormal sort of way. It can happen in a not so paranormal. So if you taste certain things or if you smell certain things, it triggers a lot of information very, very, very quickly. And a lot of times it's memories and stuff like that. But as you're saying, precisely why the wall is there. The way to make a wall, because again, when you go online, people are like, you have to set up boundaries and walls and all these things so that you don't take on other people's emotions. What they are missing is a lot of people try to do that energetically, and they're like trying to very much like imagine a wall around themselves. And a lot of times as a medium, I'll read people and I'll see this red wall around them because they're trying to put like a white like energy around them, because people are like, surround yourself in white light and everything's gonna be fine. But they're like, you're putting a red wall around you, and what happens is other people's energies are going through this red wall, which red walls make things heavy, and you feel like you have to ground yourself, and that's making everything else really heavy. So it's just causing a lot of like pressure, stress, that sort of thing. So the way to make walls is to do it physically, and that helps you do it energetically. So what you need to do is to create boundaries, physical boundaries with people. So it's very much like saying, I'm not responsible for these people's emotions because their emotions are not going to affect me anymore. Because people that are empaths, the reason why they're empaths a lot of times is because they have developed their clairsentience through trauma of, I have unpredictable people around me. It is causing me to feel uncomfortable, and how I feel like I now have to regulate these people's emotions. So anytime something bad happens and they're feeling bad, I'm going to take on that emotion and feel very unsafe. So it's creating a physical boundary of, I do not need to regulate this person's emotions anymore. And once that happens, that's when you're going to start creating an energetic boundary. Does that make sense? So it's very much like, and when I say, because people are like, how do you make a physical boundary? It's uncomfortable. So like when you're surrounded by someone, like maybe you're surrounded by someone that like plays the victim or blames people, you don't let them blame you for something that they did, their actions. You say, that's great, but I don't feel comfortable with you blaming me because of this, or that's fine, but I'm not going to fight you on this because you are triggering a fight. I just want to have a conversation. It's very much like that is setting a physical boundary, is speaking up and saying, I'm not doing this. These are my boundaries. I'm not going to allow you to impact me. And that's going to start doing it in a mental way and creating a energetic boundary. Does that make sense? It sucks because the people that need boundaries set with them don't like when you do that, and it tests you. Especially if you're the empathetic one that's like, I just want to please people, I don't care about me. That's why you're so separated, because they make me feel like you're very clairsentient, which is why you have taste and smell. But that's where the biggest wall is, because you feel everything. And you feel a lot of the negative stuff from people because you feel like you have to regulate that for them. So seeing things, this top key right here is seeing things. Sorry, I'm looking for my other cat. Oh, here it is. Okay, that's the good cat. This is the good stuff. That's the bad stuff. The bad stuff is a little bit of a block as well. But we're working on the dark stuff. So when I say that, you have trauma right here, and you are working through your own trauma. And like I said earlier in an earlier reading, when you work through your trauma, it connects you more with your gifts. It literally helps you develop your own gifts because you are accepting yourself, and accepting yourself is accepting collective because you are a part of it. So spiritual energy is in you and is a part of you. So doing more self-help work, like working on your traumas and stuff like that, helps develop your gifts. So that is in the process, because they make me feel like that's a little bit of a block, but you are currently working on that, but you feel a little bit like you're regressing when you do that. You feel like you're backpedaling because they're like explaining it in a sense of you feel like the work that you have done isn't enough because you're still struggling. And they're like, the work that you've done has caused you to now open a new chapter and heal this. So they're like, you will heal the same thing in different scenarios over and over and over again until like the end of your life, honestly, because it's just gonna always be something that bothers you, but it's not a regression, it's healing. So, sorry, your spirit guides talk a lot, which makes sense with the clairaudience, but they're like telling me also, they want me to explain that better, because they're like, you're constantly healing in the same way of if you have a piece of paper and you crumbled up the piece of paper and then flattened it out, it will always have that wrinkle in it. That's how emotional scars work. It's not like physical scars that could potentially just be unnoticeable. Your brain remembers emotional scars. So, yeah. But this is on top of the visual stuff. They make me feel like you rely on a lot of clairvoyant stuff, but there's a lot of second guessing with that. Sorry, I'm trying to see what's underneath here. Okay, so you have lessons on top of here, on top of your clairvoyant key, and clairvoyance is seeing, psychic seeing. They make me feel like there's a lot of lessons that you need to learn about it, and that is very much in association to trauma. They make me feel like seeing things sometimes is a bit foggy. You don't see things in the same way that you would see them physically. It's like PC, but it's because your claircognizance replaces the rest of it, because you got claircognizance underneath all of this here. And this is claircognizance here. Claircognizance is being buried by seeing things. So it's very much how your gifts work is like, you get claircognizant thoughts, which is psychic thoughts, and then you translate it into visual information. And the visual information you second guess because you think you're making it up, because you kind of are in an indirect way, because your claircognizance is making it look that way, which is why there are like things that aren't perfectly right, because you're interpreting a thought into a visual stimulus. So that's why you feel like weird about it, because sometimes you can't tell the difference between you actually like making it up and it's not like psychically fueled, because the claircognizant information being translated into visual information is still coming from spirit. It's still psychic information, but it's hard to tell the difference between you and spirit. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, because they're like, you rely on a lot of the visual information when you are very claircognizant. You're very claircognizant and very clairsentient, and the visual information just helps you to understand those pieces. Yes. Awesome. Do you have questions? I should say how it works with your business too, because there's a pieces for that too. So they make me feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make this happen, because it's your dream come true. You have the dream key here, and it's on the universe is kind of dictating if that's gonna work for you. They make me feel like it's going to be a long journey of figuring out what you want, but there's a lot of worry and like self-confidence issues with your gifts that you feel like you are going to not be able to make it work. But they're like, these dreams are leading towards what you want, which is this like wealth, stability, settling down. But you have to, they want me to say, constantly work on yourself and constantly be changing and pivoting. Does that make sense? Do you have questions? Let me know if you have questions. But that is what I got in here for ya. Let me see if there's one more reading. Yeah. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Len? Are you in chat? If so, can you let me know what would you like your reading about? Rigatoni, rigatoni. God, I really want food. I had a bagel this morning. We don't have any sauce, so I could maybe eat like pasta without sauce. We have garlic breadsticks, Riker. Riker's in chat. No questions, thank you. Okay, Len, I'm sorry if that's not how you say your name. Let me know if you have questions. But this is the last reading, because we are booked out now. Yeah, we are sold out. So if you missed readings and you would like some readings, we also have readings available that are private readings. There's the link for that. So if you go to our Ko-Fi page, there is a tab that says readings. And I'm currently doing email readings, and Riker's doing drawing readings. And we've never done drawing readings outside of our live streams. So you'll get a more polished, pretty picture of your spirit guides. So I'm excited to see Riker draw them because I don't know. I'm excited. But I'm also offering spirit guide readings. They're all email readings, so I'm going to be emailing them to you. I might change them eventually to video readings. I don't know what I'm going to like better. I think I'm going to do email readings right now, but I'm doing spirit guide readings, spirit guided spiritual gifts reading, more charm readings, and tarot readings. So, Len, are you in chat? If so, let me know what you would like your reading on. If you don't answer, I will just do general reading as well, since you're the last one. Sorry, I'm looking at all of these things. This. Okay. Love that name. Yeah. Oops, I'm here. No problem. Thank you for letting me know. Let me know if you have questions. Sorry, I'm like, there's a camera in the way, so it's hard for me to look at stuff. Charm reading, charm reading, charm reading. Okay. Yes, Len. Anyways, my question was too long, so it's basically about... No problems, I will wait for you. I'm just looking at everything that's on Riker's computer, because they have, like, 3 monitors. And it's interesting. But I have to drink water so I don't lose my voice. I always lose my voice during these. 3 hours is my limit, because after that I literally just can't talk. But what are you guys eating for dinner? I need suggestions. Since there's like 24 of you here. Let me know what you're gonna eat for your next meal. Whatever that is. I also have to sneeze. So, I'm gonna throw these out, but let me know what your question is. I'm making a buffalo chicken ranch wrap with tomatoes, cheese, and lettuce. Wanna swap? I'll leave this here, this moon. 0 energy to cook. Rotisserie chicken sandwiches. Mediterranean food. Sushi. Okay. Do you have a specific question, or you just want me to do a general? And it'll probably, like, answer that. Just let me know. So, while you answer, I'm going to tell you where you are. Here you are. This is you in this cast. So this is my signifier piece for you. You are hands down, or palm down, and you are, that means you're very confident within the spread, whatever it's talking about. And then the fingers forward represents things that are happening in your conscious mind or physically in front of you. And the wrist back is happening in your subconscious mind or things that you're thinking about. So let me look at my dice here. Let's see. Dice. We have the moon, which is I feel. That's the moon here. And then we have 12. The 12th house, which deals with the subconscious, which is funny because it's also in the subconscious. And then we have Gemini, which is curious. So I'm like watching the stream on this monitor and it went to an ad and it's interesting. Anyways, so this is you. The thing that is at your fingertips. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at everything. Okay, there's a lot going on. The things that are at your fingertips are very much like speaking things, and you also have some sort of transformation, and you have emotions surrounding that. I feel like it might be an association to work or whatever you are doing in your life. So right in front of you is wealth. So this is wealth, this is settling down, this is like financial stability, and there is some sort of transformation that is on top of it. So there's some sort of change going on with that, but it's a very positive change, but it's dealing with the emotions that are underneath this piece here. You have time on top of it and some sort of passion project on top of it as well. So it's very much like there is a lot going on, and sorry, you have like talking next to it, and they make me feel like it's just like a lot of change in association to like how you see yourself. But the things that are sort of weighing you down, hold on. Okay. The things that are weighing you down, you have 12, which is also the subconscious, which is back here. Your mind is a bit spiraling. So you have this anchor piece that is tied to your wrist. And it's very much like heavy, holding you back. It makes you feel like you can't get out of this like dark pit that you're in. And you have death tied to this anchor as well. Death is associated to wherever it looks, it represents something coming to an end, and it's looking towards intuition here. And your intuition is on top of what you're seeing or what your focus is on. So your focus is going to change. And how it's going to change is going to be based upon you listening to your gut feelings, which I feel like makes you very uncomfortable because you're like, I need a reason to do this huge decision. But they're like, you're just going to have to trust in the universe. You're just going to have to trust fall. You're just going to have to figure it out. But there's anxiety. You're worried that you're going to lose stuff. It goes towards all of these self-limiting beliefs with my dark cat here. Where is my other cat? Where are you? Oh, here you are. You're under all of this. Which, and it's flipped up. So, you're worried about losing a lot of the good stuff. Because I feel like something happened where you did lose a lot of good stuff. So now you have these like self-limiting beliefs that you're worried about. You're sort of worried about losing good things in your life again, so you don't trust them. Because when you have something to lose, it is scary. When you've lost something and it hurts you so much, you're worried about it happening again. So we're very focused on these dark things that are happening in our life, the bad things, the hurtful things. Instead of being more focused on the good things, we kind of hide those and we say, maybe in the future I'll do something about that. Maybe I can do it later. Basically, I'm the one breaking the cycle. Lots going on. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, my 12th house. I'm a Taurus sun. Yes, a super transformation especially. There is a lot of insecurities association to this change too. They make me feel like you know that the change is happening. You do not want to be a part of it because you've done that before, but you did it in a deconstructive way, which is why you don't want to do it again. But they're like, the things that are going to happen in a more constructive way this time. But you need to be able to walk through it instead of avoiding it. So you have this masculine key right here, and this is the way through the hardships, but you have worry at the beginning of it. So there's this, like, I want to go away from it, which you have the feminine key here going towards yes. You're like, please get me out of here. I don't want to do this. But the only way through is through all of the hard stuff. Yes, message I'm getting is to decolonize Christianity, the Bible, yes, my divine anger, and my worry about my daughter. And the thing that is going to get you through this is true love. So you have love underneath this key here. This is true love. Over here, this is the toxic love of feeling like you need to love things, or there's like weird ideas about love. And that's kind of where you're looking now. They're kind of like, you feel like you're supposed to do these things, which is why you're worried that things are going to go very, very, very badly. And that expectation is making you feel stuck and go backwards instead of going through it and forwards. So going forwards, it's going to be a lot of accepting your emotions here with this piece and starting to release your traumas. But your traumas make you feel horrible about it. But giving understanding is going to help heal those things. Because you have sickness on top of trauma release. Okay, they say with this Gemini piece, you're curious about the change, but you're still, like, in, like, suspended animation. You don't know if this is the right thing. You don't know if you want to do this. You are very, 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 very worried. Yes, the gut thing, yes. 4 years homeless from eviction and housing crisis. You are right on. So... Sorry, I'm asking them what to do about that, and they're like... Okay. The first thing that they say is you need to take this off. They want me to say your expectations of failure are the things that keep you in the same spot. They're like, there are other things, but those are things that can be more worked on. But the idea of I'm not going to move forward because I'm afraid that ground is going to crumble underneath my feet is not going to allow you to do anything. So they're like, the first thing that needs to happen is for you to be able to unlock the, like, ball and chain mentality in association to failure. Because you're like, failure is horrible, I can't do it anymore. So you hide all of the good things in here and say, I'll do them eventually. But you never get around to them because you're worried about having them in the first place. You are worried about losing them. So you just keep them hidden away. So they're like, know that the things that are supposed to be in your life, which I know this is not like something you want to hear either, is going to be meant for you. When you're going through a hard time, I wouldn't want someone to tell me that because it's kind of like, well, you don't understand, you don't get it. And I know that makes sense, but it also is something that needs to be said because in this spread, they make me feel like things are going to start changing for the better, but the only thing that's keeping you from them is your worry about losing everything. So that's why I'm telling you that it's going to work out, but you need to start coming out and unboxing yourself in. And it's going to suck and it's going to hurt and it's going to be very, very scary. I'm already I don't know how to say that word. Well, I'm always a truth teller. My daughter is gonna be okay through my transformation. I'm a Gemini rising. Yeah, you got Gemini right here, which I think is funny. Which also makes sense with the like back and forth curiosity, because they make me feel like you're going to do it eventually. It's not even me saying you should do this because it's gonna be good for you. You're going to do it eventually because of that curiosity, is what they say with this. They're like, the truth is going to come out, you're going to see how far you've come, and you're going to start making your way out of this wall or block. It's going to take time, it's going to be very one foot in front of the other, but once you decide to go through it, is going to be the point in which things start changing. So, do you have questions? Let me know if you have questions, but you are my last reading. If you guys missed out on readings, I keep telling you, we just opened readings. And here's the link. So if you guys are interested in a private reading because you missed readings today, they're there. They are also in the link in the description if you can't find the live chat, because sometimes it's weird on YouTube. But thank you guys so much for coming, and thanks so much for purchasing readings. I really appreciate it. It really helps us out. But let me know if you have any questions before I go. I also need to tell all of you that I have 222 unread emails. So if you needed an angel number, it's 222. But we're also going to be doing a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST. We are doing a reaction video, so if you want to come in and react with us, we're going to be doing that. We're doing Randolph County Asylum. We went there, and Amy's Crypt went there. We're going to be reacting to their video, because we really like Amy's Crypt. They have a lot of like cool stuff that they do. So we're going to be reacting to that. So if you guys follow us on like our social media, like Instagram and stuff like that, we will update you on that. But we are about to like go travel to do a meet and greet. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to end it, but I'll give you a few more seconds. I'll put all of these things back in my bag. But did you guys enjoy the live stream? This will also be like on replay for you guys. So if you got a reading and you want to go back to it, it will be on replay. Ouch. I also gotta figure out how to end. This is not my computer. Yes, very much. I love the live streams. Thank you so much for being here. Any support really, really is appreciated. Just watching our live streams or any of our videos, it supports us so much. I'll give you a few more seconds. But I'm very hungry. I don't know what we're going to eat. It might be ramen or it might be pasta. It's gonna be one of those probably. some buttered noodles. Gotta save the money. So thank you so much for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to assume there's no questions because I haven't gotten anything. So, oh, here we go. Okay, I will get a home before. Okay, will I get a home before September starts? The specific home I have in mind as well. I'm bad with timeline stuff. Sorry, I'm asking them specific questions about it. But I'm glad you caught me before I ended it. They make me feel like going after the house is going to help put things in motion. 222K is when I have my next oil changed. Yeah, they make me feel like things will start changing once you go after the house. I don't think they're gonna tell me if you're gonna get the house or not, because that would be like weird and infringe upon your free will sort of stuff, but they make me feel like it's going to be like a domino that helps put things in motion. So that is the answer that I got for you. But I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna figure out how to end this. But goodbye!